channeled message for you for the upcoming week. Spirit wants to talk about a couple of different things this week, and the first topic is cultivating hope. How do we cultivate hope when our outside world is starting to look bleaker and bleaker? It can be hard. It can be challenging. There can be feelings of apathy, overwhelming negativity, not really feeling like we're going to see ourselves out of this or see a way out of this, hopelessness. If you've been going through any of that, Spirit is here to tell you that this is part of the process. And although things can look bleak on the outer world, this is an opportunity for you to learn how to really cultivate your inner world and to go within and connect. And I know a lot of us starseeds and light workers have been doing just that since the start of this pandemic. We've been doing a lot of inner work and a lot of shadow work, and it can get pretty frustrating because it can be like, well, I've done all this work and it doesn't really seem like anything is changing, or it appears that things are getting worse. Spirit is reminding you that this is a 3D reality. This is an illusion. Everything is energy. So don't lose hope just because your outer world appears a certain way. Everything that has ever been created started in the inner world. You're being asked for patience, to have patience at this time, compassion for yourself, for where you're at. I also feel like there is an energy of comparison. A lot of us who are getting fed up or frustrated or feeling stuck are comparing ourselves to other people's journeys, comparing our journeys to their journeys, and feeling very inadequate and wondering, what is the point of all of this? Why am I even here? Spirit is saying, hang on. There is a divine purpose for you. And to not focus so much on the outer world or the end goal or where you want to go, but staying present in the journey of it all, learning how to stay present in this feeling of dullness and frustration and losing hope, and that the polarities of life and experiencing this dimension with the polarities are part of being human and part of why we agreed to be here. So how can we cultivate hope? Well, meditation and going within and finding your inner light. Finding your inner light, if we are all from the same source, which I truly believe, means connecting to source or divine consciousness or God or whatever you want to call it. So reconnecting with that within yourself during meditation is really crucial, and that goes with going in. And meditation is not about how many meditations you do or how long you meditate for. It's not a competition. It's just the present act of meditating as it is, as you are a divine being of consciousness, and how often you can tap into that for yourself is going to help you navigate the outer world, because we're really being asked to keep building our foundations, keep doing what we've been doing in terms of building up our inner worlds and our inner sanctuary. I have a great meditation from last week up on my YouTube, also on my Instagram, about creating a room for yourself in your mind's eye that you can retreat to. So just doing things like that, going for walks in nature. I know it sounds cliche, and I know a lot of people are saying stuff like that, but there's a reason why people are saying this stuff, is because it works. I would also recommend connecting with Christ consciousness if that is something that resonates with you. Christ consciousness has such a purity, Holy Trinity, energetic frequency behind it that can really help to activate and connect you back to source and help you with your hope and help you with these times that can seem really bleak. But Spirit wants to let you know that you are not alone in feeling this, and they want to remind you how amazing you are, that there's a purpose for you being here, and it's okay if you are losing hope and you're feeling like there's no point of this, because this is exactly where you're supposed to be. I know it sounds so frustrating, but it's where you're supposed to be on this journey, in this incarnation. So the next point kind of ties into what I was talking about earlier about going for walks, simple joy. So Spirit is encouraging you this week to engage with activities, people, places that give you simple joy. It really is truly about the simple things in life, and especially I think we're going to find as we move through November and December. I know this is a weekly video, but just the energies that are coming up, they're really going to have a lot of people reevaluating like Christmas holiday energy, and how can I really connect and celebrate this season without focusing so much on the outer world, like buying a lot of things or presents. Like, how can I just be present with my family or friends instead? The third thing that Spirit wants to talk about is going inward, which we already talked about, but going inward in regards to authenticity of self, regardless of outward perception. So when we really connect to ourselves and we build this foundation and we build these roots, we are able to tap into our authenticity more easily. What does that look like? Making choices that make you happy, bring you simple joy, regardless of if somebody agrees with that or not. I also feel like for some of you watching this video, there's going to be an opportunity this week to speak your truth to somebody, whether it is a boss, coworker, friend, lover. Speaking your truth, even if your voice shakes. Spirit really wants to emphasize this. Don't focus so much on how you sound when you're delivering this message. It's more about what you say and how you're feeling. And a lot of us, especially starseeds and more empathic souls, have learned over multiple lifetimes that it is easier to fit in and in some incarnations stay alive if we dim our light. If we dim our light and we don't speak our truth and just kind of blend into the background and do our thing. And this lifetime or timeline for a lot of us has to do with kind of retribution of that and taking our power back in so many ways. And one of the main ways you can take your power back is by speaking your truth. So it can be a little awkward, it can be a little messy sometimes when you first start to step into your power and speak your truth, but Spirit is encouraging you to do it anyways, even if your voice shakes, even if you start crying, as long as you can get the message out. And the more you do it, the more comfortable and easier it's going to get. Okay, so those are the 3 messages for this week: cultivating hope, doing things that bring you simple joy, and speaking your truth and connecting to your authentic self, regardless of outward perception or what others may think. So let's pull a couple cards just for fun, see what else wants to come through. This is a really cool deck. It's a Native Heart Healing Oracle by Melanie Ware. It's a beautiful deck. Got some really nice colors and mandalas. So we're gonna pull some cards. Other messages do people need to know this week? Oh, a bunch just fell out. Okay, so the first one is Dream Shield. Making sure that you are protected in the astral realm. That can be a simple prayer or intention setting before you fall asleep, because a lot of us are very active in the astral plane right now and while we're sleeping. So just asking for that extra protection, working with Archangel Michael or whoever you'd like to call on, your spirit guides, your angels, just to help you, help ground and protect you while you are sleeping, just so you're protected in the astral realm. The next card is New Moon. I know we just had a full moon on Wednesday. So in this card, I'm really seeing with this flower, the flower of life, sacred geometry, and working with those energies. And that's really what Spirit wants to say, is that's really what we've been doing as we're in this transitional period. And this goes back to that message of cultivating hope. So a lot of us are we're cultivating like a new timeline, new lifetimes for the generations to follow, whether you have kids or not, energetically planting these seeds. And as we open up our consciousness and we're making different choices and we're creating this new world, we're reminded of the sacredness of the flower of life, and how working with these symbols, it's a symbolic thing, but it also translates into the physical. So we are planting seeds right now, and there's always, right before the harvest, there's always period of growth that happens, and a lot of the times you don't even see the growth until it comes out of the ground. But just because you don't see it and it's underneath the soil doesn't mean that that seed or that little sprout isn't making its way up. So the next card is White Buffalo. So White Buffalo is a really sacred totem that you can work with and connect with this week. I'm also feeling White Eagle Medicine as well, and that goes back to the first card that has an eagle on it, the Dream Shield card. Working with White Buffalo and White Eagle Medicine this week, and that can be as simple as just doing a meditation, grounding yourself and asking them to come through for you, and just feeling the love and messages that they have to offer. Those are two really powerful energies that are being suggested for you this week to work with, if that resonates. And then the last card is the Crown Chakra card. And again, I'm being reminded it's not really obviously a flower of life, but because there are petals around it, it's just going back to that flower of life, seed of life kind of energy. But a lot of our crown chakras are becoming awakened, and the people that were not awake or aware even like 1 or 2 months ago, like they're starting to come online now. I'm kind of being shown, like I was shown this a while ago, like a grid of consciousness around the earth, and I just like a bunch of plugs being plugged into it, and as people are plugging in and waking up, this grid is getting brighter and brighter. So that is, to me, symbolizes this new turn of events or consciousness that is happening, and it does take time, and it is a slow process, but we are being really encouraged at this time to please do not lose hope and do whatever you need to do to bring yourself back into your body, back into a headspace where you're feeling like yourself and connecting with yourself. But if you're not and it takes you longer, that's okay too. Spirit is just letting you know that this is not all for nothing. This is part of the journey, part of the process. Please be easy on yourselves and start stepping into your power and start coming online for yourself, whatever that looks like for you. So those are the messages from Spirit this week. I hope that was helpful. If it resonated, please leave a comment below, and I will see you next Sunday for the next Soulful Sunday. Ciao.